Welcome to Nut Free Formula. My name is Freedom. Thank you for joining me. Look, today I am going to be responding again to David Demars. As some of you may recall, David Demars is on record now in his last video telling people that I and Val from Toxic Free want his viewers to be killed by other viewers, be killed or commit suicide. So I'm now collating evidence, essentially, because if David Mars continues with these outrageous, horrific lies and claims, he will be seeing himself in court over defamation. Because unlike David Mars, I actually have a good reputation and I intend on keeping it. And his kind of making up, like I said, just outrageous lies is just totally unprofessional, unacceptable, illegal. And yeah, I'm not going to be putting up with it. All right, so excuse me. So today, also excuse the beach hair. It's my day off. I've been up for a few hours. It's 9:40 in the morning, and I'm doing this, like I said, on my day off because this is important to document this stuff. It's also a very good lesson for you all about covert narcissists, about dog whistling, and about the tricks and tactics that narcissists and predators will and do use, especially online narcissists and predators like David Demars. So I'm just going to start it and then I'm going to comment as we go.
Speak out after holding your tongue for so long.
Okay, so just quickly. So first of all, he does a bit of a Q&A, he calls them. Q starting meaning question. For some reason, there are no actual questions about Val and I. He just decides to take comments and read them as though they were questions so that he can talk about it, which is kind of interesting. Mister, I don't ever talk about it, and I'm so sorry that this has happened. I mean, this last round has all started off 6 weeks ago, maybe 7 now. 7 weeks ago when David Demars did his narcissistic, abusive, online predator exposed video, it was all about Val. He did it because he thought that he had found other victims of Val. In other words, he found some other people that Val was publicly exposing. So there was Bam Bam's World. Bam, who is a horrific online bully, and I have footage, and other channels have footage. So there's evidence online of her goading someone into killing themselves, and how proud she was that he hung himself and that she would do it again. The list of Bam's victims is just too long to even mention. So that was one of the victims that David Demars has found. And the other one is AD, so the armchair detective, who has made his living essentially in the true crime arena, doing video after video, conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory on the Shanann Watts murder, the Chris Watts murder, should I say. So Shanann Watts was the victim, and her 2 children. Chris Watts, her husband, murdered Shanann and the 2 girls. Shanann was also pregnant, and so it was a quadruple homicide. Anyhow, so AD has made, like I said, his entire living online, creating conspiracy theories about Shanann, her parenting, about other people involved, just creating lies essentially. And the family of Shanann Watts have begged him to stop. They're now in the process of trying to take him to court to get him to stop. But Mr. Dr. David Demars, with his 2 days online training, Dr. David Demars is now running a petition for cyberbullying and thinks he's a cyberbullying advocate, aligning himself and going on the channel of 2 of the most horrific examples of online bullying and just horrific stuff and so hypocritical. So let's go.
I'll answer them all together. Cosmic Girl says, the 2 ladies are insane. I'm so glad you're finally able to speak out after holding your tongue for so long. Thank you very much, Cosmic Girl.
I mean, he didn't hold his tongue for so long. Just quickly, he's done dog whistle after dog whistle video over 5 years. And as I said, this last round has been initiated by David. Val was just happily doing her own thing, supporting the Ruchek family, which is Shanann's family, supporting them against online bullies like AD. And David Demars decided to contact these bullies and also do this video. I said this narcissistic Online Predator Exposed. Val and I then in turn did a video with the exact same title, but talking about David Demars, because it's time that other people actually, gave Val the support that she needs, because Kim Wilson and David Demars, bullied Val into silence like they do with a lot of people, um, including the victim from Mexico that was allegedly David sexually assaulted in Mexico. So this is the stuff that, has been pushed under the rug, kept silent, and it's time that people started believing Val and giving her the support that she needs, just to be able to tell the truth about this situation. Anyhow, let's go on.
ARM says, bruh, the one with the truth channel probably made her channel so she could talk to you. She keeps saying she's...
That's factually incorrect. She made her channel because she had a narcissistic ex-boyfriend.
known you from the beginning of your channels when you both had 6 subs.
Correct. That's exactly when she's known David Demars from. The evidence, the text messages between them will show that.
Seems suspicious to me.
That's because you haven't looked at any evidence, but do go on.
Any borderlines especially plan these kinds of things out so they look like coincidences.
Val's never been diagnosed as being borderline. This is all just total aspersions by someone who doesn't know, who just doesn't know her. So that's fine. Keep talking. It's rubbish, but just keep talking.
They're very calculating. Then when you didn't do whatever it is that they think you should do, you're screwed because you didn't do what you didn't know you were supposed to follow their plan. You get this type of behavior. Obsession and stalking are their hallmark traits. Absolutely. And the last one, Victoria from the Bay Area. Nope. Oh, no. Here's the last one, is right here. YouTube lady.
YouTube lady, one of Bam Bam's followers. Yep, keep talking. You know all about online bullies.
Yes, TBT, truth be told, is now attacking other creators like Bam Bam's World, etc., as well as yourself. Good you're getting the police involved. Val is trying to stop you going on Bam's and Armchair Detective channel, obviously.
Actually, Val, I, and anyone else who knows about this are actually praying that you are going to go on the channels, because once again, it will expose you for the absolute fraud that you are. So have at it. Go on their channels. There's nothing that you or anyone else can say about Val. I mean, you can make up lies, you can do whatever you want, and that's fine. But she can handle it, because she's strong. She's a lot stronger than all of you combined.
Trying to control your mind, telling you what to do. She's obviously apprehensive what may come out. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm sorry that this has come into the channel.
No, you're not. 6 weeks ago, you did a video drawing it all the attention, all to Val. If you actually, like, this woman left you alone for a year. If you actually didn't want anything to do with her, you wouldn't mention her, you wouldn't do a video about it. So you did just do this whole thing. And now when she responded, oh, now it's an issue. And oh, you're being attacked. Oh, poor David. You love that victim card. It's got so much mileage. It's unbelievable. And everyone on your channel falls for it.
I, for 5 years, have stayed pretty quiet about someone attacking
Pretty
me
quiet.
and making videos about me. Multiple.
Pretty quiet, slippery words. He couldn't say I've been quiet because he knows that's not 100% true, is it, David? He's done multiple. If I go through his back catalogue, which I'm not going to do because I couldn't be bothered to see him that many times in one day, but if I did, I can guarantee you I would find so many receipts and proof of his dog whistles to Val and talking about his stalker. So he never stopped talking about her. And as I said, 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago, his entire video was about her. Since then, since we have doubled down and exposed him again, he has, like I said, got online and told people that we were trying to get people killed. Oh, and our comment section, that people were saying, David must die. I mean, that's just the funniest thing I've ever heard. As if any YouTuber would leave comments about David must die. So not only did no one actually leave those comments, right? So the comments weren't left there because they were never put there. You are just blatantly lying. And the flying monkeys on your channel and the naive and vulnerable people on your channel are just too silly and naive and vulnerable to actually know the difference between truth and lies. They just trust you, and you are taking advantage of that trust.
It is. I've stayed quiet until now because it won't stop. It's infiltrating my channel. It's bothering my clients. I have even viewers I have a viewer that had to go to the hospital because
You had a viewer that had to go to the hospital.
the person attacked her.
The person attacked her. What? Here we go. Another outrageous claim. The person attacked her. The only comments that Val has ever said to people is, "Thank you for watching. You're entitled to your opinion." Or are you talking about me attacking people that flew down to my channel? I didn't attack anyone, and I certainly wouldn't. And this, they had to go to hospital because they were attacked. That sounds like someone physically attacked one of your viewers. These are outrageous claims. I'm making note of them. As I said, you will end up hearing from my solicitor if you keep this up.
Now, there's somebody that's been cyber stalking me for 6 years. 6 years ago, they contacted me right when I started my channel.
Oh, you said you didn't know her. You never spoke to her. You don't know who this woman is. You're on record so many times, lying through your teeth. Never met her, don't know her, never spoke to her, don't know who she is. I've had more contact with you people in the comment section.
And they had a channel, a narcissist channel, and I was naive and
Oh,
thought that because
naive. You were naive. Bless.
somebody else has a channel about being a
Ah. What was that, David? Someone else had a channel about being a narcissist? Let's just play that again. That was funny as.
and they had a channel, a narcissist channel, and I was naive and thought that because somebody else has a channel about being a victim of narcissistic abuse.
Get your story straight. That was a slip and a tell, Mr. Cyberbully online predator himself. Slip and a tell. You know what? If you go and check out his online cyber petition, right, his cyberbullying petition, he talks all about Val. In all his videos, he talks all about Val, right? He started this channel about his crazy narcissistic ex-girlfriend. Now, in the receipts and text messages that Val had when she spoke to Ronnie, David Demars' ex-girlfriend, she said that when she escaped David Demars, he had beaten her black and bloody, and that she thought he would kill her that night when she escaped him. She was a lot younger than him, and he was the abuser. So this is why he's obsessed with Val, because Val now is his latest victim. He's forgotten all about Ronnie. She was the one before, then now Val. So David Demars, like I said, this is just all just tells.
That I was excited to talk to somebody else that's experienced this. I had began healing my journey years before I started my channel, but I never really met another victim of this like this, and I thought it would be cool. But she asked me to help her with her channel, and she had some questions about her channel.
Oh, we're playing that line again. We weren't actually friends. I was just helping with their channel. Val has never denied that you helped her with their channel, and she actually is online thanking you for that. But let's not twist reality again. Val's put all those text messages up. We can go through them one by one if you like, and we probably will, just to expose you for the fraudulent lie that you are. You guys were friends. You were infatuated with Val. You even invited her to go to Las Vegas. So stop with your lies, mate. You're just so dishonest, and you will get shown up to be the fraud that you are if you keep this up. Because I will take the time to do this. You've only had one person, and that was Val. Well, now Val's got at least me, and there's other channels who are starting to speak up on her behalf. So I just wouldn't keep doing this if I was you. You're just digging yourself this big hole full of lies, essentially.
She decided to contact me on Facebook Messenger. We exchanged some back and forth conversation about her channel.
Back and forth conversation about her channel. No, 14 months worth of friendship covering a whole stack of different topics, subjects, or talking about your past, her past, the future, talking about your channels, talking about other channels. There's a whole lot of stuff. But go on, keep spinning this line.
It was when two things happened. She
Or
started
two
flirting with
things.
me,
Oh,
and she started attacking Ross Rosenberg.
I'm so glad that you raised the Rosenberg thing, because Val deleted those comments so that not to draw Ross Rosenberg in because it wasn't relevant. She also took out comments where you were talking about, oh, he's lucky I'm not here, I'd go and punch him in the face, and being a hero. There's so many things that she took out of those emails to protect other content creators, other channels, other people's reputations, and even yours. So now here you are again, telling lies, spinning a false narrative. Oh, so now you only spoke to her a few times. It was just about the channel, and then she tried to crack onto you, and then she said bad things about Ross Rosenberg. I'm 99.9% sure you actually had some really bad things to say about Ross Rosenberg, but I have to wait to talk to Val and just double check that. But 99.9% sure of that. But like I said, keep spinning your false narrative. I'm sure you're flying monkeys, and sadly, you're vulnerable. Vulnerable individuals who watch your channel will be falling for it.
Like she's doing now to everybody, she started doing that to him. I told her I can't talk to her anymore. And it was like the next day she came out with videos saying I'm a narcissist.
Okay, so now we're going to have to get Val to just quickly go through the timeline and look at when she actually did her first video on you, when the discard came from you. I think that was the beginning of the year, but I'll let her do all of that. That's her stuff, not my stuff to talk about.
I'm a narcissist.
You are.
I'm a narcissist.
Yeah,
She's
you
come
are.
out with all kinds of videos, tens and tens and tens of videos.
Tens and tens and tens. You said that she came out with hundreds of videos. You said she's done, first you said she's done 50 videos, then it was hundreds of videos. Now we're back to tens and tens and tens. Why is that? Because we fact checked you and she said she's done 19. Is that correct? Is that now why you're doubling back and changing the story, changing the narrative? You know, people, you're being lied to. So David Demars stands and Flying Monkeys, you're being lied to. It's so blatant. And if you can't see it, I'm sorry, you're not as far in your healing as you think you are. Maybe one day you will see it. And until then, there's not much we can do for you. So I just suggest that you stay off our channels, stop leaving your weird comments, stop trying to act like flying monkeys, because you will get blocked. I've been blocking flying monkeys off my channel, the ones that were reporting back to David Demars, flying onto my channel, not watching the video, leaving dumb comments, harassing Val, and then flying back to David Demars and saying, oh, David, notice me. I stood up for you, and this is what I said about her. Oh, and I said this and I did that. Like, it's pathetic. You're actually all being so pathetic, and it's time that you stop. Like, you're adults, stop acting like children. All right? He's not your daddy. I know he kind of creates this false character where you can trust him. You're all family. You're not. You don't actually know this man. He puts up videos online once a week or whatever it is that he does, right? He uses language. It's cult-like behavior. He uses language to kind of create this sense of intimacy and closeness. And because, like I said, you're not that far in your healing, you all fall for it. I see the comments from your flying monkeys. I see the comments from these vulnerable people. These are lonely people that you're targeting. These are people with lower intelligence because they've had years and years of narcissistic abuse, right? It does damage people's cognitive abilities. And it's quite apparent in some of the comments that you have that some of these people really, really need protecting from people like you. Unfortunately, they don't know because they don't have the capacity to know.
And making up lies is a smear campaign, a narcissistic smear campaign. The only people.
Yes, you are making up a lie. And yes, you are creating a smear campaign. Everything you're saying about Val is what you yourself are actually doing, because that's, as we know, what narcissists do. Any evidence, any proof, you've had 5 years to show it. We know you're creating false evidence. We understand, because it's not that hard to show evidence. We understand that you're up to something. We're not silly. And like I said, going on BAM's and AD's channel will be the death knell for you. You just don't know it yet. You think that, oh, Val doesn't want you to go on those channels because you're going to expose her in some way. There is nothing that you have on Val. That's the thing. She has fully and utterly open. It's all an open book when it comes to Val and this situation. She's been very transparent from day one. I have asked Val so many questions about the situation. There has not been one question that has raised a red flag, not one answer that she's given me that has made me think, hang on, nothing. It's all been so transparent. You, on the other hand, David Demars, Dr. David, you have lied, you have changed your story, you have repeatedly backtracked on what you said and what happened. And now, like I said, here you are now going, oh, well, actually, yeah, I did know her, but we only exchanged a few text messages. 14 months of friendship is not a few text messages. All right, just stop.
People that do this are cluster B. And it's
Oh,
been
now he's diagnosing because Dr. David's done 2 days online course. Yep, keep talking.
total textbook.
Textbook cluster B, which he has not even read. He doesn't even know. He didn't even know about the DSM 4 or 5. You know, when I started my channel, none of these channels even knew about it. You know, just it's ridiculous. They're just parrot words that they hear and they think that they know what they're talking about. Sorry, he thinks he knows what he's talking about. He doesn't. It's a facade.
The reason there's so many videos out right now that you guys are seeing coming out is because she knows she's been exposed. Okay, she has began other channels in different communities. So she entered this community, narcissist community, acting like a victim, and started
Not acting like a victim. She was a victim. So what's this? Total victim denying. You mate. Oh, I'm going to go through those text messages with Val one by one. We're going to read them out online just to show up what an absolute dishonest, hypocritical liar you are. You know that Val was a victim of narcissistic abuse. That's why she started her channel. Just because she healed and moved on from it and didn't try and create this weird grift where it's your entire channel is based on you making money off your viewers. Oh, David, sign my petition. Oh, talk to David, spend money on me. You know, like that's the difference. Val actually works 9 to 5. She has a trade. She's a hairdresser. She's had her own salon for years and years and years. She's traveled the world with her hairdressing. She's done some amazing things with her hairdressing, right? So no matter how you try to diminish her accomplishments and try and pretend she just has one, she does men's haircuts in her lounge room. I mean, just the lies that you have made up about Val to try and discredit her are, they're so telling. They're so telling. She doesn't ever make up lies about David. She could say the most outrageous things. She's never made outrageous statements or claims. She's always stuck to her original story because it's truth and fact. Other victims have come along and they've actually contacted Val over the years because she is one of the only people that have been online exposing David. Other victims have come forth, and on that note, Angela Watts, who was one of David's clients, has done 2 videos now. And in the comment section, Erica, who's a flying monkey for David, has chased. So she came to my channel, left 30 comments. I was so polite to her, but I ended up having to block her. She went to Val's channel. She was harassing Val and just saying the most ridiculous things. So she got blocked on Val's channel. Now she's on Angela's channel all the time. She's reporting back to David and saying, oh, it was so sad to have to leave those comments. It's like, it's as boring as watching paint dry, but there she is flying into the channels. Erica, stay off our channels. No one wants you there. Stop watching the videos. Stop. Go back to your master. Okay? I'm done with these people acting like flying monkeys because you know what? The reality is that you people are the people that are supporting a predator. You are the people that are actually making this harder for real victims, but you don't even know it because you're just not smart enough to know. All right, David, keep lying. Let's go.
started attacking other channels. Okay, me and others. Then she entered another group about true crimes, about murder, homicides. And she acts like
True crimes is not just homicides, but whatever.
she wants to help this particular family, right? The Ruzek family or something.
Yeah, Shanann Watts' family. That's exactly right. Yep, that's correct. It doesn't matter if you roll your eyes to try and negate that. It's actually fact, and she does support them. And Frankie Jr. leaves comments on her channel thanking her for her support. So fill your boots with that, David. Frankie Jr. is Shanann Watts' brother. Shanann Watts is the murder victim that David's yapping on about. Doesn't know. Somehow doesn't seem to know.
She wants to help them, and she's just here to help. But if you go look at her videos, they're all just attacking people.
So all just attacking people. When you say attacking people, she is actually exposing AD. Exposing AD. Speak of the devil. Exposing AD. 1 second. I'll call you back. I'm in the middle of a video. exposing AD, the man who's made his entire income, kind of like you, off of predating off vulnerable people who sit and listen to his ridiculous conspiracy theories about the crime. AD, who's had all these false and fake professionals, he's like, oh, I had the detectives on his channel, and oh no, they're not actually coming today. No. So look, AD is just one of those old blokes who tells lots of lies. Now he's got a platform and he's making lots of money telling lies because unfortunately people are fascinated with true crimes. And unfortunately AD, just like I said, just gets a real kick out of creating these, like I said, these weird narratives. It's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. But anyhow, once again, David Demars is aligning himself with Bam Bam's World and AD. Whereas Val, who knows very well about AD, because everyone in the true crime community knows about AD. There's been many, many videos about AD, not just from Val, many, many videos from many, many creators calling out AD for his revolting behaviour.
That channel, she picked another victim and started attacking them.
See, victim, just the language that he uses, like, that's the victim, is it? The person who's making their living off of dead children and murder victims, telling lies and stories and having their family begging him to stop. He's the victim. Okay, right? This is what narcissists do, ladies and gentlemen. They flip the script. They create the alternate victim and oppressor, the DAVO, deny, attack, alternate victim, deny, attack, reverse, victim, oppressor. This is exactly what David Demars is doing. He's doing it in the context of AD. He's doing it in the context of himself. AD is not a victim. Bam Bam is not a victim. As I said, the list of people that Bam has harassed, including an 8-year-old child, is just too long to even mention. I don't watch that channel. I have nothing to do with that. I won't give them energy at all. Just the fact that David Demars is talking about going on her channel, this woman who's literally been recorded gloating about pushing some fucker to kill himself, to hang himself, and he did it, and he died. So she forced someone to commit suicide. He died, and now she's saying that she would do it again. She is one of the most vicious online bullies, and David Demars is calling her a victim of Val, because Val's exposed that. Darvo in action. Here we go.
This man for years. She's made hundreds of videos about him. Poor guy.
Oh, like she made hundreds of videos about you. All right, I'm going to ask Val to actually count how many videos she's done on David Demars on AD, and I can categorically 100% guarantee it is not hundreds of videos. Val works full time. She's got an aging family member that she looks after. I mean, just stop with your lies, mate.
Then she made another channel and attacked another person, made another channel, attacked another person.
No and no.
All in different groups, and she didn't want them to find out about each other.
It's two different groups. It's the narcissistic abuse community and the online true crime community. That's two groups, not four groups. You don't have to exaggerate things. This is the problem, see? This is what narcissists do. They exaggerate, right? They always minimize and diminish the wrongdoing that they have done and exaggerate what you have done. So anyone who wants to fact check any of what David's saying will realize that he is just, as I said, lying through his teeth, exaggerating, embellishing, making false narratives. Like I said, this is the man who literally told his people that I wanted to kill people, have people be killed, have people commit suicide. What an outrageous thing to say. I've spent my entire adult life, well, not my entire adult life, I've had a few different careers, but I've spent over a decade working in community services with vulnerable communities, vulnerable individuals. And for him to be trying to smear my reputation like this is outrageous and unlawful. Enough about me.
Because obviously, once you find out she's been doing this to all kinds of different people, different channels, you're exposed. You're disgusting. If you didn't.
No healthy life coach would call anyone disgusting. David uses this kind of shaming thing. He says disgusting, sick. What else? I don't know. Just words that anyone who's actually, studied or educated, trained, in mental health or community services, it's just not a language that you use, essentially. You just don't. So once again, this leads back to 2 days. He's done a 2-day online course, and he's out there acting like he's a psychiatrist. He needs to stop because he's damaging people.